We wanted to meet the good faction of elves, but were met with a sort of ambush by the evil faction. We beat them up. They accused me of standing against Lady of Light. Note, Elinia is the actual Lady of Light, so they are actually fighting against the Lady of Light instead of for her. And the enemy leader rather killed herself than allow herself to be asked questions of. And then our friendly elves arrive. They could not help us because their forces are severely, well, stretched thin and weakened. But now finally we get this meeting we were waiting for. And now we can find out what's actually going on even. Like, we have no idea, but we've got a lot of questions. Onaya told us to follow her guards into a nearby forest where some of the elite elves had just set up camp. I could tell by her grave expression that she bore bad news. It took her almost the entire afternoon to make time for speaking to us. Everyone here is restless and the elvish leader is nowhere to be seen. Ah, here she comes! I apologize once again for keeping you all waiting. It's no problem, really. The reason we moved out of the way to the aircraft country is that we originally thought our fallen kin would chase us and leave the humans alone. As we all just saw, of course, we were mistaken. Our own people have managed to retrieve some valuable information from the enemy settlements, though. Listen carefully. We are listening, my friend. The impostor who calls herself the Lady of Light has amassed a varied army of elves, humans, barbarians, and Jaxal creatures, apparently as part of a plan to reorganize the Chaos Forces and strike the human country from the east, while keeping their troops busy in the west. Not only have they gotten support from Enodian's successors, but have also made contact with elvish and human barbarians from the lands further to the east. Peoples whose existence was unknown to us thus far. Like a reminder, the elves of Elinia, of the Valley of Elinia, thought they are the only elves left at all. Their base of operation is said to be located in Talhior's Hold in the Valley of Elinia, the very place whence we fled Anagala's command following the Chaos invasion. Something deeply wrong must have occurred there after our departure. As I recall, the last time we met, you mentioned that Lord Ladino was possessed by Uriah. That's correct, indeed. The information we have could be a fabrication intended to mislead us into thinking the Wally has some relevance in the greater scheme of things, but it's not possible to disregard the danger this full new alliance poses. If the northern lands fall now, the Chaos Empire will have won the war without the Emperor or capital. We are in the middle of reconstructing our forces to protect the Eastern Front for as long as we can, even if the Grand Council isn't available to coordinate a force with us. Elinia, you lead many capable warriors and have the support of the undead. If you could infiltrate the Valley in the meantime and vanquish the impostor, we could put an end to the war on this front. Okay, this sounds very familiar. This is pretty much the thing we did in the second episode of Invasion from the Unknown 2. Well, strike at the capital, just kill the enemy leader. Let's hope it works out better this time. Like, last time was kinda a fail. But I know nothing of the Valley other than it lies in the middle of the desert. Fighting in such an environment could be disastrous. The Impersonator is a coward and she isn't going to lead her minions on the front line. If anything can be done about her, it will have to be at her base. You are a powerful warrior and you've more experience in these matters than any of us present. You helped Gallus and Markesha infiltrate the Chaos Empire before. I'm sure you will be successful in this task. Way to lay pressure on her. Very well. We'll travel to your old home to purge this plague and strike down the false Lady of Light. Thank you, Olinier. Thank you all. I'm sure that under your command the mission will be a success. Now, I must go to discuss our plans with our field commanders. But my lady, the ruby! What if it's a trap? We'll have to deal with the trap if that's the case. This is more important. But Eloran is waiting for us. Please inform him of our next mission and convince him to be patient. Very well then. And that's the scenario. So your tender just barely arrived when finally everything is over, and he was asking if he's still alive. And if I remember correctly, you don't have any unit named after yourself in this campaign yet. This is in After the Storm episode 2, and your unit your last unit you named was in episode 1, and everyone in episode 1 already died. So technically you're not alive anymore, but that's because it's a new campaign. Also, yeah, Onaya is looking really cool. Like, Onaya is an elvish avatar. That's the unit that we previously only had as what's it called? As Elinde. Elinde was previously on a unit of this type, but now that the elves got a break, they can also spread their kind of magic to other elves. Namely, Onayu, who was previously an elvish enchantress. Yeah. And I think on this note I'm gonna end this scenario. In the next scenario we will travel through the desert to the Valley of Linear, where it all started in Invasion from the Unknown. Like ages ago. Anyway. See you next time, and thanks for watching and for listening, at least those of you who were there.